Welcome, fans of the 50 Fly and Fit channel. Now, like I done said on more than one occasion, part of being fly, because I don't really got the fit down no more, I guess you can tell. But part of being fly is you got to know how to fix your own shit, okay? Because the man will try to rip you off, especially the white man. I took it to 4 mechanics, they couldn't figure out what was wrong with it, okay? So this here we're doing is what we call a new valve cover. Just some cheap plastic stuff because it's a cheap Buick, right? So it has some valve built on here, some PVC thing, and on this cheap thing, it's built in, so you got to replace the whole cover. Now they want to charge you hundreds of dollars, and me and Superfly Junior, we took this thing off in about 10 minutes. You just got about 8 bolts. You got to take the oil cap off, do a little cleany, put the other one on. Now another thing about being fly, don't ever buy nothing at AutoZone or O'Reilly's, okay? This mofo's wanted to charge a brother $89. And I got it on Amazon for $43, and I had it the next day for the exact same model. Now, brother could have got him one cheaper, but even though I'm trying to sell it, part of being fly is you don't want to try to screw somebody over. Well, at least you don't want to screw them over long enough where you get caught. Okay, so I got to get the sensor light off. Now, if I wanted to be a really cheap brother, I could just turn the sensor light off with my machine and get about 30 miles. But I don't want somebody bugging me 30 miles later. But if I took it to like Auto Nation, I'd probably get away with it as long as they don't take it for a good test drive. Because when you're doing like 40 and you floor it, it takes about 5 minutes to come up to 50, and you're doing like 5,000 RPMs because the turbo don't kick on, because it's all about the pressure, 50 Fly, when you got the old lady and you're trying to give her some pressure, if you don't put the right amount of pressure, your turbo don't come on, it's all about the air pressure and the sucky. All right, so we're just gonna take the other one just like this, only don't got oil on it. And the gasket's already in there, so you don't got to have enough sense to do that. We're gonna pop that thing on there. We're gonna put like 9 bolts in there, and then we're gonna save like $150 and a bunch of time, and it's good weather to do it too. And then we're gonna fix Steve's car, because I told him, part of being fly is not sweating all the time in your car with no AC. So I got him a junkyard part to put in there, and I'm gonna help brother fix his. So we're gonna have like the manly thing where we fix our automobiles in his driveway. That's real redneck, but we kind of are.
At night.
But if he was a real Mexican, he'd be barbecuing in his front yard at the same time. But he's just a Mexican in training, so he's just fixing cars in his yard. All right, we'll get back when we get the thing put back together and we do Steve's car. All right, but all we gotta do is just do reverse of what we did. And I didn't show y'all because I know you're fly enough to know how to work a ratchet.
Yeah.
Okay, you just like take it off and it pops up. All right, bye.
Welcome back, 50 Fly and Fit fans. I sent my my grease monkey partner, the non-fit part of 50 Fly and Fit, off to get me some parts while I fix this air conditioning condenser on this 2009 Jeep Patriot. I thought I'd get him out of the way because he don't know what he's doing. He's just in my way with them big gorilla hands of his. So as you can see, I'll show you a little bit what we're having to deal with down here. Check it out. I have to take this whole thing apart here, the radiator, get down here and take that condenser out right there. And now we're gonna put us a new one in and see how that goes. Stay tuned.
Welcome back, 50 Fly people. So what, about 30 minutes passed since our last recording? What do you think, about 30 minutes, Steve?
Yeah.
The whole job took like 30 minutes. And that's having Walmart tools. If I had my good 72 ratchet bit, it wouldn't have taken that long. So you got to take this off. This is your ignition coil pack. It hooks into the spark plugs. You got to take that off. You just move these hoses out. They got a little clip, and you got about 10 bolts. Got to take your dipstick out. We had left it in there. It's kind of hard to get out. Then you got to put your old oil cap throat on there. And last but not least, you got to put your Ecotech cover back on there. That way everybody knows you got a cheap-ass Buick. Or a cheap-ass Chevrolet. This is the worst motor. The only reason I got this because it was my mom's, and I inherited it because I would never buy this car. It's totally unfly. Her license plate say Mrs. Fly. The car's totally unfly. I mean, you look like a goof driving it. It has no power. When it works, it's already on the second motor, and I had to put a whole new motor in at 60,000. I drive like a grandpa. So Ecotech is a no-go for being fly. But anyway, so you just put your cover on here. You just line it up here like this and give it the old tap. And then you got where's the old thing? The stick. And then you just put then you got to put your dipstick back in here. See? Put your dipstick, you don't want to forget that. And actually, this cover's better than the one that came with it because Buick uses the cheapest stuff, and it's a Dorman. Now, Superfly people, when you get an aftermarket part, get a Dorman. It's a good one. They're not the most expensive, but they're better than half the manufacturer parts. Don't get the cheapest one. Now, brother did that on his T-Bird when he was getting the gaskets. He went and got some Chinese junk online, and they were leaking. And then I had to pay a guy to fix it again. And then he didn't fix the other side because it wasn't leaking. And a month later, it was leaking because I didn't want to spend 70 bucks on a gasket. And I spent like 16, but then I had to pay the labor twice. So get a part that's decent, okay? All right, now we're going to work on Steve's car to finish our day of flyness. All right, then we're going to go to have some tacos and talk about how fly we are. All right.